to take a look at the papers for you this morning, and the Sunday Telegraph reporting that Boris Johnson is facing a rebellion within Conservative ranks over those reports that we've been talking about, that he wants to raise national insurance to pay for social care. Also on the front of the paper, a photograph of the Queen's Gambit actor Anya Taylor-Joy at the Venice Film Festival.
Also leading on the unrest within the Conservative Party, the Sunday Express says the Prime Minister is facing pressure from MPs over tax rises, pensions, social care and other policies. And the Express too has a photo of Anya Taylor-Joy. She's everywhere. She's photographed there with fellow actor Matt Smith.
In other news, the Sunday Mirror says teenagers are facing 5-hour trips to get the coronavirus vaccine. The paper claims that many towns don't have the right walk-in centres and the alternatives are sometimes as far as 70 miles away.
And the Mail on Sunday leads with a story that the chief executive of one of Prince Charles's charities has temporarily stepped down, as we mentioned earlier, following allegations that he used his influence to help secure an honour for a major donor.
So let's take a look inside the papers. And you may remember last week there were the reports that Michael Gove was pictured, videoed in fact, in Aberdeen, having a dance in a nightclub. Well, the picture in the in the Sun this morning showing Michael Gove reading about his exploits in the paper on the flight back. So trying to work out what anyone had made of his dance moves or otherwise. Michael Gove there pictured on the flight, returning, reading all about what he got up to the night before. And if you've seen the video, it might have been quite useful for him to remember some of that stuff, reading about it in the paper there on the way back.
It's all a bit meta, isn't it? It's all, you know, Michael Gove looking at a photo of Michael Gove
on a plane.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, this is quite a lovely story, this one. This is a father and son heart transplant there. We've got lovely little Kit Matthews, who has gone through a life-saving heart transplant, at the age of 4. And his father had been through the same thing as well. So look at that, a nice positive little outcome there for father and son who've both gone through experiencing a heart transplant. Lots of smiles there.
We've talked a lot on the programme about shortages affected by perhaps the shortage of HGV drivers, so that means there's some shortages in supermarkets, for example, or restaurants. We were talking this week about bin collections too. New Year firework plans, I should say, going up in smoke, a warning that there will not be enough fireworks for not only bonfire night, but for those New Year celebrations. Just the latest thing that we're warned is potentially facing a shortage, and that is because most of that stuff comes from China. We know that shipping costs for containers coming from the Far East have soared in price. So a lot of retailers saying it's just not worth stocking them because the price would be too high. So that could be one of the latest shortages as a result of that number of HGV drivers that are not available for various different reasons, including Brexit and the pandemic.